Okay, as you might be able to tell, it is a really crappy morning here in New York City. And if you're wondering, why are you doing this when in the rain? I thought it'd be kind of fun to just do today's TFC episode and recap of yesterday's game against Dignitas while I'm walking to go pick up a rental car on our way to a wedding. My dumbass forgot to check the weather, so I'm now doing this kind of in the rain. And I cannot edit this video. This is all going to be one take, just directly uploaded to YouTube. The thumbnail's not even going to be great, but I wanted to make sure I got it out there because, dear God, does it feel good to finally have some coordination and cohesion back together for this roster. It is a night and day difference between last week and this week, and even the prior weeks in terms of our team fighting. Like, I know early games went bad last week. Early games obviously went well this week. But just the level of coordination in our team fights is actually making me happy. Like, it is at the level that I was hoping it would be at come this time of year. Unfortunately, our win-loss puts us in a tricky spot where we are still scrapping for playoffs. We still have to make sure that we beat TSM and Immortals to lock ourselves a tiebreaker at minimum. But I now have more confidence that we can do that versus prior weeks. Part of that being the fact that Closer is back, like officially back. It sucks that it feels like we just go through this every year where there's rough weeks in the regular season. And on prior teams, there were people that were there to bail him out. There was the existing synergy between the roster that, you know, even on their worst days for Closer, back in the Sejuani meta days, which again was still a thing last year as well during the summer regular season when we slumped a little bit. There was always somebody to pick them up, and this time there just wasn't. But now, luckily, things are fully back on track. You have Bjergsen playing well this weekend. You have Double Lift playing well this weekend. Tenacity slotting into his role clearly of, you know, some sort of tank engage. He's not gonna. It looks like we're not gonna be putting him on Jax or Fiora anymore, which I think honestly is beneficial for the team. There might be some times where he pulls it out, and I'm curious to see if it develops at all from where we last saw it. But at least for now, it seems like that's going to be his slot. I don't know if it'll be like full Ornn duty, but like, I don't know. I like the drafts that we had this weekend. Busio also looked phenomenal. Can we talk about that Rakan game real quick? Dear God, some of those knockups were pretty. When you compare that to the Rakan game from like I think it was like week 4 or week 5, where it just felt like remember the one where he was getting Nautilus hooked every game? It just felt bad. Like, really, just the timing wasn't there. The coordination with Double Lift just seems a little bit off for whatever reason. And now, all seems to be good. We seem to be clicking and gelling, which I know people were panicking last week, myself included. We even fired our head coach, and there was rightful reason to panic. Don't rewrite history. But it is important to note that there was always a chance that this team made playoffs and clicked a little bit later. That was the prediction from the beginning of the season, and granted, you know, the clicking, if we're assuming that that's what's happening right now, happened way later than we were hoping for it to. We were hoping for a few more signs of development early on, but nevertheless, it finally seems like it happened. And look, all I care about is getting into playoffs. I was hoping if TSM beat Golden Guardians, we stood a chance at that 4th seed because everybody would have been within one game of each other. And if we went 3-0 and Golden Guardians likely loses to FlyQuest, we 100% stood a chance. But unfortunately, they're 2 games ahead. It looks like if we do make playoffs, it will be in the lower bracket. And that just is what it is, which sucks that we don't have double Elim, but at the same time, hey, at least we made it. And once we're in best of 5s, again, I'll keep using this stat because it's relevant. Double Lift has not lost an elimination best of 5 since the CLG days. Well, against CLG, back in 2016. So yeah, it's looking good, for now at least. The team needs to keep it up. We need to keep developing, keep working. The meta is finally back a little bit more in our favor with some of the carry junglers like Viego and Lee Sin. And we'll see. As for the top of the table, oh, Cloud9's looking scary, like really scary. I'll have this come out on Wednesday when I reveal my first All-Pro or my All-Pro teams. M&S has to be on that list now. He needs to absolutely smack everybody in Super Week for me to put him number 1. I think he's going to be number 2 or 3. I haven't sat down and fully thought it out yet. He's got to be on the list somewhere, but he can't be number 1 yet. He's got to play every team. He's got to play Dikla. I forget who they play in their other 2 games. But I just need one more good week, and then I'm willing to put him at number 1. Berserker is now my easy MVP answer for the time being. And I feel bad because it feels like things are starting to shift towards C9. Like I already had Fudge at number 1. Laver's creeping up towards number 1. Sven, I'm not willing to put number 1 yet. I think Volgan's still better in that aspect. And that's the other thing with the C9 EG game this week. His matchup versus Jojo Pune was sick, clearly. So much so that he didn't even play on Friday. So that context does matter in the course of these things. So I don't know. Cloud9 is a powerhouse to beat. FlyQuest, I think, has finally come back down to earth and are very much on level standards, if not slightly below where C9's at. Golden Guardians is beatable in a best of 5. Every other team below them is beatable in a best of 5. Even EG. EG is kind of tough to judge this week because a few of their players are sick. They're playing from home, which I don't care what anybody says. That changes everything. I think their matchup against C9 is a lot closer if Jojo Pune is healthy and everybody's there in the arena. But we will see. Either way, I'm feeling very good. Not fully, like the stress isn't gone yet. We're still very much like in the thick of it. But I at least feel better going into Super Week where now there's hope. There's a chance that we could pull this off. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, oh, that is a lot of water. Okay, I better put this away. It's starting to rain a little bit harder. And I gotta go get this rental car and go to a wedding. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I gotta go. Adios.